30. So I'm going to spend the next 45 minutes talking to you a little bit about our research that we've done in developmental dyslexia, but I first want to remind everybody what we mean when we talk about children who have dyslexia. And most of you are familiar with this definition. It was the one that was put together by the International Dyslexia Association in 2002 in collaboration with the National Institutes of Child Health and Human Development. And it just reminds us that when we talk about dyslexia, what we mean is a specific learning disability that is neurological in origin and characterized by difficulties in accuracy and fluency of word recognition. And that we often also see that these kids are poor spellers and have difficulties with decoding. We think that many of the children who are struggling readers have this problem because of their difficulties in understanding the phonological components of language, and that we know that their reading difficulty is unexpected based on their other cognitive skills and despite receiving appropriate interventions. We also see that in these children there is a problem with reading comprehension, and the fact that they aren't reading very well or very often also impedes their ability to grow their vocabulary and their background knowledge. So this is the formal definition, and it's on the IDA website for any of you who want to go back. I'm actually going to just skip these next two slides and just remind you, how do we know that it's dyslexia? And how people look at dyslexia will vary depending on their background a little bit. So I've already told you that we like to measure a single word reading to identify dyslexia, but we also like to look at some of these other skills that we know that support reading, such as phonemic awareness, automatic naming speed, and sequential working memory. And I've already given you examples of some of the measures that we use, and of course there are many others that you often use as tools to access those skills and evaluate those skills in those individuals. I've already also mentioned to you that there's an interest in the role that some of these other skills play. The work by Marion Wolf that has shown that perhaps if you see children who not just have a phonemic awareness deficit, but also a rapid naming deficit, that seems to add to the severity of the dyslexia itself and also makes it harder to remediate those individuals. And she has named those the double deficit.